I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about when will my ex miss me?
When are they going to miss me already?
Oh man, that is one of the things that we seriously contemplate, obsess about, and doubt that they may even miss us. And it's just like this relentless, never-ending cycle of wondering, is no contact working? Have they forgotten about me? Will they come back? Have they moved on?
A lot of times we get in our heads about it. We start to assume what they're thinking and doing on the other side of no contact, and it can really get to us.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about when your ex may miss you. Now, I do want to start off by saying that every situation is different.
Correct.
And you should see how different our calls are throughout any given day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, sometimes you'll get some calls that are similar or some similar components, but there'll be so many vast differences that you guys don't understand because you're so, kind of consumed with your breakup. But exes are going to miss you differently based on a lot of different factors.
Right. I also want to start off by saying, who says they don't already? And this might be a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
But we can't assume what your ex is thinking or is not thinking based on what they're doing or what they're not doing. Right? So somebody could miss you but not be acting on it, could not be calling you every second to let you know. These feelings of longing, they're things that come and go. Sometimes they can be passing moments. Sometimes they can be stronger. Sometimes they can be weaker. So we just want to give you a broader perspective rather than just there's like a certain time on the clock where tick and then they're missing you all of a sudden, right? It typically doesn't work that way with emotions just because we're human beings.
You don't know what that person is thinking and feeling. Just because they haven't reached out to you, it doesn't mean that they don't think about you or miss you.
Right.
It's a big leap in logic to just assume they have stopped thinking about you or they don't care because they haven't reached out. There are a lot of reasons why that person might not have reached out yet.
Exactly. Now, one thing we do talk about is separation elation. So if they don't miss you immediately after the breakup, this is probably the cause for it. And so separation elation, it's that feeling, that rush that comes after an immediate breakup or separation where you feel free and independent.
Yeah, in a way it kind of feels powerful to them, right? Because when you make a major decision, it gives you like this confidence that you feel good about it. You feel like you've done the right thing. You feel like you're in control, especially if that other person has been trying to change your mind or manipulate you or beg and plead. You kind of know, oh, I'm in charge now. Maybe you were feeling powerless in the relationship and all of a sudden you're feeling like, now I've got this person. Now I'm hurting them the way they hurt me.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that person can go through that they're happy about the decision.
Right, and I see a lot of breakups of people in their young adulthood where they're going through the separation elation at the same time as they're gaining a lot of independence in life. So sometimes it aligns in that way where they're having new experiences. Maybe they drive, maybe they have a new job and they have some more financial freedom. So there's so many different components. This is what we were telling you in the beginning that can interact with what happens after a breakup.
Yep. There's so many factors like their attachment style, why they broke up with you, what were the problems in the relationship, how serious was the relationship, how did you treat them? So there's so many things that are going to impact how someone's going to feel about you, why the relationship ended, and those kind of factor in with the missing component.
Right. And if they were attached to you for any length of time, that longing will come. And in a more poetic sense, when will they miss you? Well, they'll miss you when they're going to bed at night and they have that instinct to turn over and kiss you goodnight, right? They're going to miss you when they hear your favorite song at the grocery store. They're going to miss you when they see a post from your mom pop up on their Facebook. You know, so there's these small little moments that happen throughout their lives, really, that cause them to think about you, that can bring up those feelings of longing, and you don't have to do anything. I see a lot of these videos that are like, make your ex miss you now.
You must contact your ex immediately, or they will forget you forever.
Right, or the good reminder text. You see these kind of tactics, and naturally these things happen in life, right? There's going to be a moment that they come across naturally without having to be reminded of that will cause them to think of you and remember you and have those feelings.
Yeah, so just understand that there's a lot of different components to impacting your ex and how they're feeling. And one thing we didn't even talk about is your behavior at the breakup.
Oh, yeah.
The more you've begged, pleaded, tried to manipulate, grand gestures, showing up at their house, you know, that's a big one. You know, scared your ex. If you're doing things to make your ex feel uncomfortable or creeped out is the word you hear a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
That's going to have a big impact on what they're going through, their experience of the situation. You know?
Right. And if you're showing up at their house, they're going to be missing you, all right? They're going to be missing the shots they're trying to take at them. Right?
Please don't go to their house.
Just be cautious
Please,
of that.
I'm begging you.
Right, and the real question that I think many of you are asking when you ask this is, when will they miss me to the point of action? Right? So they can miss you behind the scenes, but you're wondering, when are they going to miss me enough to reach out to me?
And and the thing is that how they reach out, they're often so indirect. That, as we've seen over the years, we call it the indirect direct approach. Today I had a guy, his ex mailed a sweater back and left him a note, but the note had a little bit of playful innuendo to it. So we actually texted her back and went through texting her while we were on the call together.
Oh, wow.
So we got, and it was going pretty good when we had to go. But when I left him, she was being responsive. She was being playful back, and I had some good gems in there. I have to tell you, I had some good banter. I was like, oh, say this, and then she responded well to it. I'm like, oh, all right, this is going good.
Little does she know she's talking to you.
Yes. I'm doing well with her. Who knows what he's done since then?
Oh,
but I had him going in the right direction. So it was really fun to see him. I mean, he just lit up inside. He was so happy that she was being responsive. Because you don't know. I mean, she might have taken hours to respond, but she literally kept responding during our call.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. So it does take a little bit more for them to miss you to the point of action. And sometimes it takes a little bit more time lapsed for them to say, okay, enough time has passed to where I can really believe that you've maybe worked on some of the concerns that I've had in the relationship, or maybe that their situation has changed. You know, a lot of breakups happen because of one's own circumstances. So through time, they're able to manage the things they have going on and have more attention and focus and reflection to miss you.
Yep.
So these small little moments, they do add up for them just as they add up for you.
Yeah, so the reaching out, you know, that's a big component of it, that they may reach out and contact you in a very subtle, indirect way because they want to feel connected to you, but they're going to disguise it. Very rarely do I see, I miss you.
Right.
You know, it's, I miss the cat. Or, like I said, she shipped this sweater back today.
With the note.
With the note. And she actually said, oh, and I'm going to keep some of the other stuff. And it was like, I'm like, what was the other stuff? He's like, underwear, socks. He's like, I couldn't think of anything really important that she would want to keep.
You're going to find them for sale on eBay.
Stinky socks.
Used underwear.
Get the set now. Save 75 cents for all. But it was so interesting. So it was clear that, and I was trying to say to him, like, look, we got to assess if this is her showing interest or just giving the sweater back. Based on how it was playing out, I was like, I think this is not about the sweater. And he thought so too.
Yeah.
But then she was being so responsive in the messages and playful back. It was like, okay, she's clearly, and then she did kind of admit that she's having a tough time by kind of I don't want to say exactly what she got into, but she was doing things, activities to try and help her move on or forget about the breakup. But I think she was missing him.
Yeah. So it'll come off in very subtle and sly ways. You just have to be aware of these things and, think about the bigger picture here too, right? If we are messaging them, if we're not giving them a chance to miss us, then they probably aren't. An example I can think of just in my own life and in a different kind of arena, just to give you some more perspective. I remember being in line in security, and my family had brought me to the airport, right? So they were waiting behind security, trying to wave bye to me. And, once I had arrived in Norway, I talked to my family. I gave them a call to let them know I arrived safe. And they were like, you didn't even look back, when you were in line at security, you didn't even look back. But of course, with some time of me living in a different country and being very, very far away from them, that longing, that deeper longing set in, right? So in the beginning of a big decision, the beginning of a new chapter, oftentimes we're so focused on looking ahead that we forget what's behind us. But once we're settled in to this new singleness, in the example of a breakup, you take a look back and reflect back, and things change. Those feelings do come back up. You realize the goodness of what you had, and that's the example that I can think of. I remember having that really deep longing, like, man, I can't believe I was just so dead set on this trip, on this travel. Didn't even look back to my family, but over time, I was calling them every day while I was in Norway. What are you up to? Talk to me, hang out with me.
Please, tell me anything.
Yeah, right? So these things take time. And it might seem like your ex right now is at that security gate looking ahead, not looking back, not messaging you, just doing their own thing. Maybe they're happy on social media, whatever it might be. But just give it time. If that relationship was of quality, if it was of a significant amount of time, if they were attached, those feelings do come up. It's natural.
Yeah, absolutely. What I've seen over the years is that when I first started this, there was so much bad information about breakups online that I think most people expected the breakup to be about 30 days, right? That it was just going to be 30 days of no contact. Ignore that person if they contact you. So correcting that has taken a long time. But the truth of the matter is, breakups take time to turn around. Okay? It's going to have to do with the person's mental health, their attachment issues, what's going on in their life, why they broke up with you. There are a lot of different factors that we have covered in like 2,000 videos now.
Yeah.
But, years ago, I think most people thought, well, if I don't hear from them in 2-3 weeks, a month, that's it. It's never going to turn around. That's simply not the case. Avoidants often take longer to come back. How many times do you hear of an avoidant that comes back after 6 months? As a matter of fact, I did a coaching today with a guy that went back to his ex after 7 months.
Wow.
He broke up with her, the first breakup. They broke up for 7 months. He thought about her all the time. He missed her. He said, I was lonely. I missed how good she treated me, and went back. Initially, she rejected him, but they wound up emailing a little bit, and they wound up getting back together.
Wow.
So he made a bunch of mistakes since that breakup, unfortunately. But the point is that breakups take time. And the great news, in my opinion, is it allows you to do the work. It allows you to become more secure, more confident, learning the skills that we teach, improving your mental health, improving your abilities to communicate, recognize your partner's needs. I mean, there are so many areas that we can grow and improve. And if you go beyond no contact videos, you're going to get there. In fact, somebody actually told me that today. He said, I realized I wasn't going past the no contact videos. Actually, it was the guy that had his ex text him during the call. And so he's doing the creative healing course, and he's loving it, and he's really growing. And so focus on that, and regardless of what happens with them, you're going to be in a better place either way.
Right? You want them to miss you, and you want them to be missing out, too.
That's such a great point, missing out. You want to talk about that? Because that happened to you.
Yeah. You want to get yourself to that place where you're saying, okay, I am a new and improved version of myself. Now I have more emotional intelligence. Maybe you're taking care of yourself better. Maybe you've been able to organize some things in your life at this point. So if they're already missing that version of you that was in that past relationship, imagine what things might be like now.
Because there was someone that you had lost attraction to, didn't want to date them anymore. You saw how they were doing. You were impressed.
Yeah.
And your attraction level naturally just jumped up a lot. I remember seeing you light up, being like, I can't believe this person is doing these things now.
Right. Because a lot of times you'll miss somebody, but you'll still see some of those issues reappearing in their lives. And so, in that case, I saw this person really being ambitious. I saw them following after their dreams and things like that. And so that really made me think, oh man, not only do I miss this person, but they're also improving their lives and addressing some concerns. So not to say that, it needs to go the way your ex says or whatever it might be, but we hope that you're able to find your direction and your next steps forward.
All things to consider. Every situation is different. Every breakup is different. Some of you will not hear from your ex. Many of you will, especially when you leave them alone and allow them to miss you on their time. And that's when they look for excuses to reach out.
Exactly.
All right. So hopefully this one's been helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you could do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Coach Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name at the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.